Hello everybody, and it's time for a channel update. I have not done one of these for a year, and I was in a very different place last year, but I figured let's sit down, let's have a chat. I got my morning coffee, hopefully you do too, or whatever you drink in the morning. And let's talk about what's going on with my channel, what's been going on with me, and basically let's do an unboxing too. That'd be fun, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's been a while since I did a channel update. Last year was pretty stressful. I was going through a lot. I was about to go into surgery last time I did a channel update. I have Crohn's disease and I had a narrowing of my intestines, so I had to go get that cut out. So I had about a foot of colon removed, a foot of small intestine removed, which was collateral damage. It was basically like, because I'd been suffering for so long, despite being on medicines and medicine hopping for years, my body was like, nope. And so I finally gave way. I had the narrowing and I had to cut it out. So got that done, and recovery was a bit rough for, I'd say a solid 2 months, roughly, like a month or two. And when I got back on my feet and when I got, able to, basically feel more like myself, I'll say I had to switch to a different medicine because the medicine I was on didn't work. And, I started to feel more like myself probably around like May. And, that's when I started to be like, all right, I'm gonna start working on stuff again. I was putting out videos here and there, but for the most part, most of the stuff that I was doing was, it didn't show my face. I didn't feel comfortable getting on camera. And, I just took a time out and I was like, I don't want to do reviews right now. I want to just enjoy my life and just relax, and, I'll put out something here and there, maybe a short or two. But I just wanted to take a break, truth be told. Reviews are a lot. It's a lot of work, just to kind of give you an idea in terms of, how things have changed over the years. I've been doing this channel for, 13 years now? 10, 12, 13, 12, something like that. 12 or 13 years. And one of the things that changed was after I had kids, I lost a lot of time, for sure, because I've got 2 kids and I got to take care of those kids. So, most YouTubers with kids can identify with this sort of thing. They get it. They're like, yeah, your kids are your world, so you got to do everything you can to take care of them, be there for them and everything. And so my channel very much went by the wayside, in the sense that I wasn't able to put out monthly reviews or, every other month reviews. Sometimes I can't. But last year, I really pushed myself to get out 2 very important videos. And I'll link them down below and maybe up here somewhere. The first is my 100th episode of Dude, You Haven't Played This Game, which was the Legacy of Darkness retrospective. This was meant to be paired originally with the Castlevania 64 retrospective, but I didn't have the ability to do that, mostly because the 64 review or retrospective came out, and I had full intentions to go into Legacy next, but I was like, you know what, let me just do some other stuff, because this is going to be huge. And I knew it was going to be a long video. And it was a long video for sure, because I was playing every single campaign in Legacy of Darkness. It's like 4 campaigns. And so it was a long video. It took a very long time to make. But in addition to that, I was working on simultaneously, I was also working on the Donkey Kong Country 30th anniversary retrospective, which came out last year. It literally came out on the day of release of Donkey Kong Country. And that was, if you've seen my Perfect Dark retrospective, that was very much like, I wanted the same vibe and feeling. But I did include a bunch of skits that time around. Perfect Dark, I didn't really do a lot of skits. And, I had a bunch of people on the Legacy of Darkness. I mean, I even had my video creation hero, Stop Skeletons from Fighting, on the Legacy of Darkness video, which was just like, I was so happy that he agreed to be on that. I was just so excited to have that collaboration, I guess you could say, in a way. And lots of cameos from friends from all eras of the channel. And so I really tried to put out something memorable, and those videos came out back to back, and they were not easy to put together, of course, because they were so long and there was just so many moving parts, and they didn't do well right out the gate. They're doing better now in terms of views and stuff, but I was really upset about that because and I think part of it was I was going into surgery and all that other stuff, and just I needed those videos to come out because I wanted to put something out that really meant a lot to me. And Donkey Kong Country was, I'm even wearing the shirt. This was unintentional, truth be told. Donkey Kong Country was such an important game in my childhood, and Legacy of Darkness was a game that I truly hadn't really sat down and played until I did the retrospective. I had dabbled in it a little bit with the first level or so. I rented it back in the day, if I recall. I'd never owned it until I bought it a couple of years ago or whatever, when I was collecting all my Castlevania games. So yeah, I never really was expecting. I think internally I was expecting those videos to do much better than they did view count wise, but they didn't. And so that was kind of a signal to me where I needed to change things. I needed to change the way that I'm doing videos. And I've always struggled with the idea of just dropping skits entirely. And part of that is just because I don't want to be an info dump, I can review a game, but what's that separating me from other people? So ultimately what I decided was, first I'm going to take a break, which I did. I took a huge break. And when Shantae Advance was going to come out, I was like, okay, I want to be first on the block to do a really big review of this game. And I did, and it did very well, mostly because of, the fact that I was one of the first people to do a review on it. And I loved the game, and I was like, I'm going to do the review. So link down below for that one as well, in case you missed it, the Shantae video. And so, then I started to get back into the swing of things. And one of the things that I wanted to do was tackle a game that I wanted to get back to the roots of the show. For Dude, You Haven't Played This Game, which ultimately is, have you played this game? And the answer was, for Zerum Zone, no. I bought Zerum Zone in a lot. Actually, I think it was sent to me by Jimmy Hoppa, Import Gaming for the win. And he sent it to me in a Hoppa box that he sent me, where I pay whatever the cost is, back in the day. This was forever ago, for the record. And it just kind of sat in my collection. This is an import PS1 game that I knew had a connection with Zerum the animation, with Iria, but I didn't play it. I didn't sit down and play it. And I modded my PS2. I bought a modded PS2 a few years back because I had a mess with modding my own PS2. Somebody really screwed me over, and so I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just go and buy one. And I went to an eBay dealer that was selling modded PS2s, and it's fantastic. I don't have any problems with it. It's been working flawlessly. It's been great. I'm really, really happy with my modded PS2. And, the cool thing about the modded PS2 is I can play imports. So I started playing a bunch of my imports, because I had a import PS1, and I was playing a lot of import PS1 games on that. But once I got my PS2 modded, I was like, I don't need this PS1, so I'll just sell it or get rid of it. So I sold it, But now that I have this modded PS2, it's allowed me the opportunity to start exploring more PlayStation stuff, PS1, PS2, stuff that didn't come here. And so I've kind of amassed a very tiny PS1 collection of imports over the years, and one of the games was Zerum Zone. So I sat down with that one, and that was a really fun time to put together. And I was glad I did that video because I got to talk about anime and like my anime influence, like growing up, like in the late '90s. So that was really cool. Check out that video as well. Didn't do great view count wise, but I'm happy that I did it. I'm getting back to the point where it's like, I can't expect a really obscure PS1 import video to do well. And when I say do well, honestly, I'm talking about, 2,000, 3,000 views. For me, that's just like perfect. If I can get that sort of thing, because that gets, it gets it seen. I'm not asking for 1 million views or anything like that, and I'm not begging for views. If people watch my stuff, cool. I think the most important thing for me is staying authentic to who I am and what kind of message I want to send out on YouTube, to make YouTube for me. And so I've tried to do that over the years. And one of the things that I really kind of wanted to do is I wanted to change how I was doing Dude, You Haven't Played This Game. I wanted there to be less skits, but the skits that I'm doing are still important and are not like really kind of pushing the awkward envelope, I guess you could say. So I started putting very end of reviews, just kind of as a bonus to those people who watched the video. This next video is going to be a little different. It's going to be sort of returning to my skit roots, but like very short skits. So I'm working on a video for Castlevania the Adventure. It is going to be, in my opinion, the ultimate Castlevania the Adventure video that I could put out personally. It's going to cover 4 different releases of the game. 4, count them 4. In addition to Castlevania the Adventure Rebirth and the comic book for Castlevania the Adventure, which was called, I think, the Belmont Legacy. I don't know. I'm working on next. I have everything else pretty much done, and I'm going to be filming the skit very soon. So look forward to that. That's coming out hopefully in the next 2 weeks. It could be a little longer depending. Life is very busy right now. And so we'll see. We'll see what I can do with that. But anyways, that's what you have to look forward to. I put that up on Patreon and all that. Oh, speaking of Patreon, which I know, fast forward, right? I recently put up a poll and was just like, hey, I got a notification saying that I'm available to offer memberships for YouTube. And I put out a poll and I was like, what do you guys think of this? And, it was not the majority of people, because let's be honest, like the majority of people are not interested in donating any kind of, helping out with the channel financially, which I totally understand. I totally get. And especially in this economy and the things that are going on in this world. But the finances do help with being able to afford things for the channel in terms of the skits, in terms of paying artists. Whenever I have a review come out, I have my buddy Dexter do art, and I have to pay him. So there's that. There's other stuff that goes along with it in terms of the props and everything. So there's a lot that goes into the financial aspects of it. And it really helps. I also do game hunting stuff too, where I go out and buy people games, and then I send the games. But that's the Patreon, right? So the memberships, I wanted to offer something like on a much lower scale. So I created like three different tiers, because there were people that were like, hey, I don't like Patreon, but I'd support you on members. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, here you go. Here's an option. Right now, it's going to be any kind of updates that I do on Patreon, I'm also doing on the membership stuff. I still have to figure out how to do the director's cut commentaries. I think those are going to probably stay exclusive to Patreon, just because there's a lot more to it and Patreon actually hosts those. So I think for the director's cut commentary, I'll probably do that. That, or what I might do is I might start releasing them in the Discord server under the, there's a section there that's for just Patreon and members. So yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing for that. Maybe just like dumping the MP3 or whatever there for the director's cut commentary. Anyways, which I know I'm super behind on those director's cut commentaries, but I started working on them. I put out one last month. Anyways, this is a very long update video, so I apologize. But like, I just had so much that I needed to talk about for like what's been going on. So in addition to the members, which again, totally optional, I do plan on doing members / Patreon only streams. So I might do like one every month. We'll see. It'll probably just be like playing Castlevania. So, you know, some sort of Castlevania games. We started playing Curse of Darkness fairly recently for the 30th anniversary, and people seemed to like it and wanted me to continue, so I might just continue Curse of Darkness in the members only / Patreon only section, where, you know, the link will go out on Patreon and people can check it out. So, what I'm also planning on doing is making live streams, either putting them on a separate channel, or just hiding them, or like making them members only or Patreon only, you know, so that only people with the link can access it. So we'll see how that goes, because I like the idea of giving somebody something that they may want to see that is exclusive, and I don't want it to be a situation where like I'm not giving everybody the opportunity to see it. So that's why, you know, all streams generally, you know, when I do most streams, they will be available to the public, you know, and then they'll basically get shifted over to members only, or members only, Patreon only. I don't know if that's definitely going to happen. You know, I'm still experimenting with this membership thing, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so that's kind of how that goes. Otherwise, yeah, I've just been working on random videos. I just put out a short recently. I like the shorts because they're quick and I can get them out. And you know, I was doing some research to try to I was doing some side research about Castlevania, and I just happened to come upon a factoid that I was like, I didn't even know this. So I was like, oh, I'll put it out. So that was the one about how Castlevania got its North American name, Castlevania. So that's pretty cool. Interesting little tidbit. So there you go. Other than that, yeah, you know, XVGM Radio's been chugging along. There's going to be a big announcement, so stay tuned for the next episode that comes out. Should be sometime this month, but there's a huge announcement to that if you're an XVGM Radio listener. So stay tuned for that. Big news. Otherwise, hey, let's get to the unboxing. Yeah. So Retrobit Games, or Retrobit Gaming, or whatever, Retrobit, the publisher, they sent me these, mostly because I did the video on RC Pro M2 and Battletoads Double Dragon, and I figured, you know what, why not do a unboxing video for this? So shout out, thank you so much to Retrobit Gaming. Let's go ahead and pop these open and take a look. You know, I played a little bit of RC Pro Am, but more specifically, I played RC Pro Am 2 when I was working on that video, and I was like, wow, this game is really fun. It's pretty fun. It's not something I would normally collect, You know, because I don't have a lot of racing games. I got like some kart racers and stuff, but you know, I've never really been that big of a racing guy, so to speak, for most racers, especially simulation racers. I like the arcade racers for the most part. You know, stuff that feels like super energetic and, you know, maybe has like a futuristic sci-fi kind of vibe. I love these nice clamshells that they give us with these. I've done unboxings for Retrobit stuff before. I love me some Retrobit. You know, not just because I have a partnership with them, but like I was buying their games long before I had any sort of partnership. And in fact, that's what led to the partnership, because they saw that I did a video, like a really passionate video about like why I would do, you know, why I would buy a Retrobit game. And so they liked it, and they thought, hey, let's oh, look at this. Cartridge not working on your NES. Press reset twice while the power is on. Oh, this is good to know. I almost want to take that sticker off just because, yeah, I'm going to take that sticker off and put it back on the box. Just so I have it. So if I'm playing it one day and it's not working, I'm like, why isn't this working? It's broken. It's not broken. But yeah, so this, here we go, right here. We're at RC Pro-Am 2. This game, from what I understand, was pretty expensive, like especially complete in box. This is like the outer shell. It says includes exclusive cartridge display stand. And there's the back there. The actual game itself, there's the back, there's the front. You can kind of see it. It's like got gold kind of foil for that. It slides. It doesn't open from the top. Oh, and there's Rare's logo, the new logo, which I'm not a fan of. How do I open this thing? I think I'm supposed to just like push it one way or another. I don't know. Oh yeah, right. Duh. Okay. It opens. Oh, I forgot about this. They have a magnetic flap. How cool is that? I always forget that they do magnetic flaps. Ooh, this is number 21 of 1,825 that got printed for this. That's cool. That's such a weird number. Okay, so they got a little like insert thingy. Here's some stickers. I don't know. And here we go. Here's the cart. Boom. Nice black cart. It's got the little Rareware logo, or Rare logo. The little car. I really like this black. It's very shiny. And they also put foil on the actual like RC Pro-Am 2 logo, which is very nice. It comes with like a display stand. I never open these, truth be told. Very rarely. It's okay, but like I don't display my carts like that, so it's kind of like, why bother? It comes with a manual, and here's the inside of the box. Very cool. The manual is very glossy. It's very, very glossy, and it looks great. It's a manual. Remember those? Remember manuals? So, yeah, that's it. That's RC Pro-Am 2. Really cool. If I was to offer any kind of commentary, this is a waste for me, because I would never display the cart. I know that like it's a way for you to like put the cart in to this really fancy box, but like I have no use for it. And also the stickers, I would never open these and put them anywhere. So yeah, I don't know. This I really love the cart, and I really love the manual and everything. But I'm gonna say, as much as I like the packaging on all this, the extras don't really do it for me. So I would say this like a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I don't know. Cool to own, but really the big reason why you would want to own this is because it is stupid expensive nowadays. So it's nice to get. I don't even know what this is going. I think I mentioned it in my video that I did on this, but it's dumb that these games are going for so much. So that's one of the things I like about Retrobit is they offer a cheaper alternative for you to be able to get something that's official, that they work with the licensor on, original publisher or developer. So Cool stuff. All right, let's open Battletoads. So I own almost every version of Battletoads versus Double Dragon, or Battletoads and Double Dragon, right? Is that it? Battletoads Double Dragon? I think it's just Battletoads Double Dragon. I think that's the name of it. So yeah, this one I did not own for whatever reason. I have the Super Nintendo version, the Genesis version. Actually, I don't own the Super Nintendo version. That's coming to me as well from that one I just bought. I think that was also a Retrobit release, but like I just bought it just on a whim. So I think that one I'm waiting on. I didn't do a video or anything like that, so I was like, I'll just buy it. All right, so plastic cover. Pull that out. Here we go. And oh man, should I? Yeah, I guess I have to. I guess I have to remove the plastic on this, which I'm not too happy about, but all right, the juice is loose. Here we go. All right, so similar to what I talked about before with the other game, it's got this little thingy. It says includes exclusive limited edition cartridge. Very cool. There's the back. Here's the game. Again with the foil. Love it, love it. And the back, it's got some like 3D weapons and the sunglasses, the Battletoads sunglasses, brass knuckles. Cool stuff. Ooh. I do really like that. That's very cool. That's great. And it comes with the cartridge, which we'll get to in a second. Let's take a look on the inside. Oh, here we go. Very cool. I really like the packaging on this. I think I like it better than RC Pro-Am. The manual, once again, very glossy, very floppy. I like the toad colored print on the back. And yeah, it's really cool. Got the Billy and Jimmy Lee and the Battletoads. Very cool. I dig it. And oh, they've got the bad guys in there. And I think, yeah, they got the Dark Queen and the Shadow Boss. Very cool. All right, so that's the manual for this one. Very cool. Let's take a look at the cartridge on this. I like that they put it in an old school like cover. Looks like that, and then they also wrap they put like plastic around this, which I'm gonna take it out. Yeah, I don't know. It's very tight. Really cool. I love the green. Green's my favorite color, so I also love that there's foil on this as well, right? Very shiny. The cart itself is a little shiny too. It's got a little bit of a flaky kind of shine to it. I really like this. Yeah, really cool. Nothing on the back, of course, but I will say the screws look brand new. Like all of this looks brand new. So it looks great. Look at that. Very cool. This one I like a lot more. Like this release, and maybe it's just because it's Battletoads and Double Dragon. I don't know. I'm a big fan of both those franchises. But yeah, I'm gonna give this one a solid 9 out of 10. And I like that they didn't do like any like dumb bonuses like stickers and stuff like that, just because I don't use that stuff anymore. Like it was cool when I was younger, but like now that I'm older, I'm like, I'm not even gonna open these stickers. Like what's the point? So that's RC Pro-Am 2 and Battletoads Double Dragon on Game Boy. A lot of fun. I'm looking forward to playing both of those. And yeah, shout out to Retrobit Gaming for the partnership. Always love showing off their games and telling you guys about the new stuff that they're coming out with. I don't do everyone. I only do them when I got time. And yeah. So anyways, cheers to everybody. Looking forward to producing more content on the channel. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Or don't, unsubscribe. Doesn't really matter, but I do appreciate everyone sticking around and watching this long-term video. Go check out the links down below of the stuff that I talked about, and as always, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend, and never trouble till trouble troubles you.